Alright, my boys and girls, while we are making smoothie, I feel like you would like to have a lesson about finances and goals in life because everybody's, hustling these days. Everybody has 10 side hustles and so forth. So let me give you some philosophical clarity into the void. Yeah. So while driving hard, going after those goals, little by little, step by step, small steps at a time, every day, that's great. Yet you have to do it for good values. Because think about this. Imagine you had 1 trillion in cash right now. What would you do with it? Because anyone could bet that you will start losing it faster or slower over a period of time, not growing with it. Because there is so little what you can get for good return for that big of a money. Since there is so much value, monetary, financial value in the world right now that, people don't know what they would do with it. There's so much cash in the markets that the markets don't know what to do with it. Apple alone has had tens of billions in cash just sitting in their bank because what to do with their cash. They don't know. Every year they have been buying their own stock back to the maximum. They are buying so much as they can, but there are some regulation limits how much they can buy. So the rest of the money is just sitting in their bank. Kind of frankly, they don't know. If Apple doesn't know what to do with the money, what that tells about the situation of the world. And now, next symbol. If the market value, if the market crash had 50% from the current levels, I don't hope it crashes, but let's say imaginary, if it crashes 50%, I would bet that very few of you would notice any difference. Like market just crashed at 50%, notice any difference in their lives. That's how much there is value and cash loaded into the markets. Everything is overvalued kind of right now. It's hard to find underpriced assets right now, except for Pokemon cards. That was the punchline. Except for Pokemon cards. Yeah, we're gonna catch them all. That was the punchline I was saying before. So, yeah, take this as a lesson. Quick, very lesson about finances. Think about your goals and keep it real. This is just one of the many hypothetical perspectives you can have. And it's a part of the basics to be aware, kind of aware outside of your own perspective. Which is your perspective? Which one? Out of hundreds of hypothetical perspectives, which one you are living in. And this is just exemplifying one of them. So, there are people who say that the market is quite fairly valued and there is always more room to grow, at least if you take long enough perspective, long term, everything is growing up. And then there are those other people who say that soon something is going to, get realized, and even though the pandemic would either go away or get worse, there are, all of these are hypothetical perspectives or scenarios, whatever you want to call them. So take this with a pinch of salt, as you would take your own perspective, right? We will see in the future what happens, but this is just one perspective. Lesson of the basics. This is included in the basics. Must understand. Let's say that the stock market is waking up on the morning and you have your regular favorite list of stocks. You have been following some experimental cannabis stocks because they are hot or cold. Well, there is not much news the biggest cannabis stocks on the market, their market caps are about from 1 billion to about 8 billion, around that range. And suddenly you know that, you are pumping iron on the gym, and suddenly you know that on your favorite following list, you know that a stock jumps out of the blue, out of nowhere, a stock jumps 2% upwards, straight spike upwards. And there is no news, nothing going on, but just spike upwards. 2% upwards. What does that mean? Somebody just invested millions into the stock. Spike upwards. Because we are talking about the market cap are about billion, let's say, and it spikes 2%. That means millions just got invested in. No news. And you are wondering, what is going on? And exactly, that is the basic. It's within the site, but you might not understand what it means. It means, now write this down, it means someone knows something you don't know. Someone just got the confidence to invest a couple million into the stock out of nowhere. That means big news are coming. Someone knew something you don't know yet about. This just happened yesterday with Tilray. During the midday, spike 2% upwards. Then, for a couple hours, nothing, undulating on the surface. Not even swimming, just laying on the surface, nothing. And then another 2% spike upwards. And then again nothing. Like it's undulating. Now it's plus 4% already. And now, those people who know this basics, they are already investing in, they are jumping the train. But the thing is, it happens so fast. These are the moments when you are either able to jump on the train or you miss the train, When the rocket is launching, it doesn't, wait. I mean, it is just count to 1 and launch, lift off. Then it goes to the moon. Like, that's how it happens. It's so fast. But it basically means someone knows something. And when the market closed yesterday, a piece of news emerged up that Tilray is merging up with another cannabis company. Market is already closed and this piece of news comes along. But some people knew it ahead of time. They invested millions into the stock before the news. That's unfair and that's life. The fast eats the slow. But even if you have no idea what is cooking, let's say there is something cooking, somebody's cooking something, something's cooking up. If you knew this basic, you would have jumped into the train and got to the moon. Just by knowing this little piece of basics, you can jump the train and got the moon. So little piece of knowledge and you got to the moon by it. Quite frankly, this also might work the other way around. If somebody suddenly sells like millions of shares, they might know that bad news is coming up. Yeah. So, that's how it is. That's life.